Everybody, this is Miss Analytical coming to you from Spreaker.com with another show. You know, this whole thing with Monique is just like a soap opera, and it just keeps going and going and going. But it's very entertaining though. So I must say, it may look bad for some, but for others, like myself, it's really given us life. I mean, just think about it. A woman who's won an Oscar, who hasn't had a lot of roles since then, except for maybe 3, has had more press about not being cast for anything than she did when she was cast for a lot of roles. It's so interesting. And it's very brilliant that she's capitalizing off of this Netflix drama, and I love it. However, I still got to make some comments about it because we got to come back to reality about it, because today I want to talk about the whole thing with Sheryl Underwood and Monique. It's not a beef, okay? And I have to say, Sheryl Underwood isn't coming with messy receipts, but what I don't like that Sheryl Underwood is doing is that she wants Monique to apologize. And she wants Monique to pretty much demean herself so that she could be accepted and so that she could be quiet. And it's like Sheryl Underwood is being used as a tool by the elites to sort of put Monique in line and back on track again. And it ain't going to work because Monique ain't that type of person. And that's what I love about Monique. You can't control her. Even with an Oscar, you can't control her. You know, she never would stop cursing in her comedy. She never, watered down what she had to say. She spoke her mind. And that's why the public, particularly in the Black community, always respected Monique because of that. Having said all of this, I'm going to talk about Sheryl Underwood and what she said on the talk. I caught it. And what I have to say about it is this. When Sheryl Underwood speaks about Monique on the talk, everybody is quiet, and I've noticed that nobody really wants to say anything because they don't want to be called out by Monique. But Julie Chen, she looks at Sheryl Underwood as if she's the person that's really in control of the conversation. Yes, she is the moderator, but it's more like you're the person that has to report on Monique, not just because you know her, but you need to keep this chick in line. Now, I'm going to say what Sheryl Underwood stated on the talk, and I'm going to make my comments about it. So, 2 weeks ago, they were discussing Monique's boycott of Netflix, and, it was over, the whole gender and race pay disparity, and she talked about Sheryl Underwood and Julie Chen because, if you remember back in May of last year, it was Sheryl Underwood and Julie Chen that had said that she needed to apologize to Lee Daniels, Monique, and Tyler Perry so that she could be able to work again. And Monique called them out, which is rightfully so. Now, there were another person that did make a comment, but that person is not affiliated with the talk. They're affiliated with The Real, and that's the girl Adrienne Bailon. However, 2 weeks ago, when Sheryl Underwood was making the comments about the Netflix issue regarding Monique, she stated that Monique criticized her for not coming to her defense regarding the ongoing disputes between Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, and Tyler Perry. But she says, no! I apologize about that, people. I really, really, really do. I really do. I apologize about that. However, let me get back on topic. So, she's made that point on the talk, and Sheryl Underwood shared, I do not recollect ever asking her to take less money, especially if she felt violated. What I asked her to do, and what I was hoping that she would do, was to talk to Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels. Now, she may not agree with me, but what I do commend her for now is having a discussion that will hopefully open the door to solving this racial and gender inequity problem that we see. And she also wanted her to apologize. And this is what I'm going to say about this, because I'm going to speak on that. Okay. You can't tell or even recommend that this woman should apologize for something when she didn't do anything wrong. Now, I'm going to backtrack and explain why Monique is not in the wrong for any of this. When Precious was made, it was filmed in the winter of 2007-2008. She was paid scale. She was paid $50,000 for her work, pretty much a flat fee. There wasn't any profits for it, according to her contract, because it was an independent film. The budget was literally $1 million at the time. It was literally $1 million. It was not a lot of money. So Gabourey Sidibe was a new actress. If Monique got $50,000, can you imagine what Gabourey Sidibe got as she starred in the movie? Can you really imagine? She would be lucky if she got $25,000. I'm just going to be honest with you. Okay? And there were other actors there. Paula Patton, she had points. Mariah Carey had points, being that she's a iconic superstar singer. Lenny Kravitz, he had some points. He was in a couple of movies. You had Sheryl. She had been in a movie or two. But, these are people that was veterans in the entertainment industry, and they all got paid scale. Okay? Now, the movie wraps up. Everybody goes on with their lives. Lee Daniels is trying to get the picture picked up by Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry. He really wants Oprah Winfrey to pick it up for her production company. Now, he doesn't hear from anybody. He doesn't hear from Oprah Winfrey. January of 2009, Sundance Film Festival takes place. And the movie Precious wins the grand prize. That's when Oprah and Tyler Perry come together and they say, hey, we really want to put our money into this film and invest in it, because this is like a beautiful piece of art. And even though the message is really strong and the topic is controversial, this is the subject matter that needs to be told. And we want to really promote it. And they did. But with Tyler Perry, his films are attached to Lionsgate. So Lionsgate also had to come on board. Now, this is when the promotion of the film occurs, because I remember when this film was promoted. And when this film was promoted, this film started to be promoted in the winter of 2009, early 2009. And it had won at Sundance. Now, the Cannes controversy comes up around about October of that year. So this is like pretty much an 8-month period, between that. And this is like when the movie starts being promoted, because it's going to be in the nationwide theaters that November. Okay. Now, Cannes invites them to come. And everybody accepts the offer except for Monique. Monique can't accept the offer because at the time, she is working on the Monique show. And she's getting paid. And there's other people getting paid. So if she was to attend the Cannes Film Festival, that means she wouldn't have got paid, because Cannes does not pay. Now, when Lionsgate bought the rights to the movie Precious, they never renegotiated the contract, according to Monique. They never stated, okay, we're going to pay you all for promoting the film. Now, if Cannes doesn't do promotions, Cannes does not pay. It's a known fact. I've always known that. But Lionsgate should have paid her to attend Cannes to promote the movie. Okay? They should have said, we're going to allocate a budget to pay the cast to come and promote. Especially a person who was taking the time out to not be able to work on schedule and is not getting paid. Because if you remember, if a person does not work on a set, they don't get paid, nor do their people get paid. But especially the workers. So Monique could have been thinking about the employees of her show as well. So you're wanting her to be there for a week and she's not getting paid. You're not paying her to promote. But the big issue was Cannes, because Cannes is where it's preludes to the Oscars. It's like if you go to Cannes, you get your name in. It's like you're marketing yourself for an Oscar. And she didn't do that. So that's when Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Oprah Winfrey had the first rift with her. She doesn't go to Cannes. She does the Monique show, but still she goes to all the other festivals. We all know what happens. She wins the Golden Globe. She wins the Saga Award. She wins the BAFTA, and she wins the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, which makes her the first comedian in the history who comes from the urban comedy world to ever win an Oscar, and she cracked that ceiling. Okay, now, still, she wins the Oscar. She goes back to do the Monique show. She doesn't ever receive the 5% of the back end of what Precious made. They never paid her. Now, my opinion of this, I believe that she made enemies with Lee Daniels when she did not thank him for the Oscar. And that's the only thing I fought Monique for. She should have thanked Tyler Perry. She should have thanked Lee Daniels. She thanked Tyler Perry, but she never thanked Lee Daniels. And this is the man who casted her in the role. Even if she would have never decided to ever work again with this man, she should have thanked him because he made her become an Oscar winner. If it wasn't for him, she wouldn't have got that Oscar. So that's when I have to say, you should have thanked the man. And that was wrong. However, everything else, she is in the right because she should have gotten paid. She could have been the most difficult person to work for. She could have the nastiest mouth as a comedian. Okay? She could be a diva. But if in the contract she was supposed to receive 5%, and if 5% was made, and if they told her, she should have received it. Because now Lionsgate has the money still. And that's the problem. The problem with her is that these people not only did not pay her, but then she became blackballed. And I believe she was blackballed because she did not attend Cannes. I believe she was blackballed by Tyler Perry because he probably had some clash with her, because I did read about that in the press. I believe she was blackballed by Lee Daniels because she did not thank him for the Academy Award when she received her Academy Award. I do believe she was blackballed by Oprah, not just because she didn't attend Cannes, but I believe it had to do with when she invited her brother to the Oprah Winfrey show. She asked Monique if she wanted to be on the show as well. Monique said, I decline. But I'm glad you let me know that you're going to have my brother on the show to talk about the molestation. She said, but I don't want a part of it. What she did not inform Monique is that she was going to invite her father and her mother and sit them in the audience as well as her brother. She never told them that. So she called Oprah and she blasted her and cussed her out. And I believe she had every right to do so because that was foul. That was foul. And these three people, and also if you want to include Lionsgate, because a company can be deemed as a person. It really can. They did not, legally, they can. They did not really like this woman after a while. And they were part of her being blackballed. This woman's career was not a problem until she came across those individuals. Lee Daniels, I really do believe he genuinely liked her. But her not thanking him for the Oscar is what blew it. But Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry, I don't believe they really liked her. I believe they were stomaching her, and she was in an Oscar-nominated movie, and they were being nominated for it, hoping that they would win an Oscar. Okay? And I have to conclude it by this. We, as black people, in the black people entertainment industry, y'all gotta stop being coons. Y'all gotta stop it. You all have to stop wanting us to apologize for everything. This woman didn't do anything. All she wants is her money. And as far as the Netflix thing, I believe Netflix played her because they didn't really want to do business with her. So they offered her that slave contract. And I'm going to get to that in a couple of more videos down the line. And they did her dirty and they played her. And at the end of the day, it was all said and done. I'm happy that there is one person in Hollywood, particularly a black woman and a black person in general, that is standing up for themselves and is taking a stand and saying, I'm not going to be a coon and you're not going to treat me like one either. And with that being said, this is me, Miss Analytical, signing off. Have a great day.